Uh, Today we are together with Alona, who is a professional esports player, and today she will tell us more about how it is to be a esports woman, if I can say it that way.
Sure.
And yeah, so please, Alona, tell us more about yourself. How did it all start?
Hello. So I started uh, playing very early. Well, I was I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years old. It was like Sega, PlayStation, something like that. And then I remember me and my friend, we played. I think there was like a pack of games, like 100 small games on PC, and we were playing that a lot. But initially, all of it started with my from my father. He was playing a lot when I was young, and I really loved watching him play. And I think when I was about 8 years old, I've asked him if I can make my own character in Lineage 2, and he allowed me to. And it was like my first big PC experience, PC gaming. And a couple of years later, World of Warcraft came out, and this is how it all started, probably. um,
Awesome.
yeah.
I guess that is quite nice when your parents aren't being like, no gaming for you. That is bad
Oh,
for you.
my mother was and probably is. Still like that. Actually, she changed a lot her opinion about it. But back when I was younger, she was like a no. But she was just she wanted the best for me,
Of
and
course.
it is a very hard way um to like earn money or to just go through. And she probably wanted just so I do good in this world. But yeah, what parents want, not always the correct way.
Oh yeah, yeah. And sometimes they're being overprotective. And can you tell us more on like, well, um, what is it like? Okay, let's put it in another way. From the beginning, esport was kind of a men's
Yeah,
world,
yeah, yeah,
and
100%.
yeah, how does it feel? Do you maybe sometimes it happens that you feel like somebody is being too, I don't know, let's use the word sexist, but maybe just rude only because like you have the skills, but you're a girl, so. Ugh.
Yeah. uh Especially back like 5 7 years, it was a much bigger problem than it is right now. um in team games, you feel that a lot because you gotta communicate with other people a lot. And so if people are not accepting you, um, you get less chances to like participate in something or to play with someone. And initially it just creates barriers around you that you have to like deal with all the time. And yeah, of course, like when I was playing Heroes of the Storm, it happened to me all the time. Um, like even when I already kind of put myself into the scene, like I was playing competitively, people knew me, people accepted me. Like a lot of people changed their opinions. There was still like men that were trash talking me, saying that I'm bad and whatnot. But it always happens, unfortunately.
And now you're playing like on your own or you're part of some team?
Uh, Currently, like I've stopped playing Heroes of the Storm couple of years ago, after they closed the main event, the big league that they had. um, Even before that, it was very hard to like make money through the esports there, but after they closed it, it became even harder because you literally had no way except for streaming to earn money. And after that, I was playing different solo games like Artifact, Underlords, Teamfight Tactics, um, Prophecy, different auto chesses. And yeah, right now I'm not the part of the organization, but I think right now, especially when you're playing solo games, being part of an organization is not that big of a deal anymore, because the media had grown a lot, and to be a successful player, you don't even have to be a very good player. You just have to be a very good media person.
So it's more about kind of a personal branding than
Yes, yes, definitely.
kind of game changing because yeah, not all
Yeah, there's a lot of these events, where organizations or, well, mostly organizations or companies invite people that are mostly popular, not like that they're good players, because people want to watch, big personalities more than they want to watch like a good gameplay, I would say.
well, kind of sad from one side, but yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, and you seem to have quite many followers in Twitch. Can you say the proportion of men and women in your audience?
Definitely
Or
more men, definitely. Like 80-20, maybe 90-10 even. So,
Mhm. Awesome. And to kind of back to the previous question,
mhm.
um, if, for instance, like young girls want to start streaming or just gaming, whatever, if they face kind of a discrimination and trash talking, is there some kind of a place or group or somewhere in the internet, a hiding spot for such girls and women?
I mean, I don't know, aside from other women, like someone who went through the same experience, maybe there are, like, I'm just not aware of it. Um, but I don't know. It's like some people want to make some kind of online protection for women, but I feel like making an online protection for someone overall is almost impossible. It's like, how do you really protect people from the hate? And not only women needs protection. Like, there's just a lot of people being constantly every day bullied and uh, receiving hate, but like they all kind of need protection.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
there is some sort of protection, I feel like it should be for everyone then. And yeah, of course, women are in gaming discriminated more, and often when, like, a team is deciding who to pick, and there's like a guy with the same skill level as a girl, they would probably always pick a guy, just, unless this is a women's team, but it's like the other thing. So yeah.
A women's team. Can you tell more about that? I just,
Women's team.
yeah.
um I mean, it is I think it's a big kind of practice in team games like League of Legends, that they're there for a long time. League of Legends, Dota, Counter Strike. Um, like, from my experience, and I've played League a bit, on the good level. I played mostly Heroes of the Storm as a MOBA game, and in Heroes of the Storm, I never had that many girls to basically make a women's team. But I also think that the level of that team would be like very low, and you would almost have no. Um,
Opportunity to have a good
yeah,
play. Yeah.
yeah, like basically you're stuck with the very small amount of players, and you can't like change pretty much anything. We have to constantly deal with something over and over again. And do we want to do that? Or maybe we don't want to do that. In League, like in bigger games, it's less of a problem because I think there's um more people, more girls that are willing to play. But still, like the amount of the player base compared to how, how little the women's group is a very huge deal. And I think making yourself play with only a small group of people, which is usually a lower uh skill level, sorry, overall than the whole group, is kind of know what you want to do. And I think there's no reason for it to, as intellectually there is no difference. Like if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you want to be a professional, if you want to be competitive, if that's what you really want to be, and you have time, you have skills, and you're willing to like put a lot of time in it, sure, just just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, dedication to it. Yeah. And okay, in general, like your first, like top of mind, why are there less women in gaming? Like, is it because maybe still society thinks that it's not a normal thing to do? Or maybe some other standards? I don't know. Share your thoughts, because
Yeah.
really, yeah, I was researching it for a long time and I didn't find the answer or even close to it. So yeah.
So I think first of all we have to admit that they initially, when the esports as a thing came out, it was mostly, not mostly, but almost fully the men's only sphere. Plus, the sphere is so new. It's like, I don't know, 15 years old, maybe 20. It's
Yeah.
like somewhere around there. It's like it just started developing a couple of years ago, to the extent where it's like a bigger thing, and more organizations are coming, noticing what it is, the esports. And so I think initially it was especially in team gaming, it was crazy how men based it was. And most of the scenes in big games right now, such as Dota, I'm taking like the big
Mm-hmm.
games as an example, Dota, League, Counter-Strike, are men only. And for example, if you want to go into a gaming right now, like let's say you want to become a professional player in League of Legends, and you've never played MOBA games before, so you're like a completely new player, maybe you're like, I don't know, at school or something. So to learn to that level that people have already, like some people on the competitive scenes, they're playing for, I don't know, 10 years probably.
Oh, well, yeah, that's quite
And,
much.
and there's a lot of people like that. I think they're like the biggest part of the competitive scene uh, right now. How do you catch up? There's such a huge gap. You need to invest all of your time into playing just one game, and you have to work probably, like, or like study, like, I don't know, depends on which age you are. And i I don't know, a year, 2 years maybe, to just catch up to those players. Of course, not so many people overall are willing to put that much time into something. um and even less women want to do that. And yeah, I feel like especially in MOBAs, it's very hard for women to catch up. Maybe it's fine, like you can catch up, but to make men believe that you are someone they want in their team for whatever reason over another guy is like the hardest part.
Hmm. And
And sometimes, often actually, I ran into the situation where there were no options at all that I could play with somebody in a team, that I had to keep making my own team. So I became a captain so often. It's crazy. And you, of course, you also, like, you know which level you are. Even like if you're just playing ladder, you can, compare yourself. And when you're making a team on your own, in that situation that I was in, usually you pick up the players that are lower skilled than you. And it's super annoying. Like, you teach them how to play, you, you give
yeah,
them
kind
everything,
of a mentor.
and then you're like, oh, when this is gonna end.
Okay, and how do you keep the balance? So you say that it's actually quite much effort to sustain the skills and to upgrade every time. How do you like balance the, I don't know, all of the rest of the life and the esports
For me,
one thing?
it became pretty much just esports. Like, at some point, oh, it's a wild story. Yeah, at some point I quit university and I moved to another country, to be able to just play. And yeah, it is what it is right now.
Nice.
I'm just streaming and playing, trying to do my best. Mostly, trying to find myself in the solo games right now, because I feel like it's way easier, and I don't know, I found it more interesting for myself as well. And it's cool when you don't have to rely on somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. On your
So,
own,
uh,
absolutely.
I see a lot more women, like, in esports nowadays, especially in solo games, because it's much easier, since you don't have to communicate uh, with anybody, so you're on your own. Sometimes it's good, of course, to have a group of people to just talk to about the game, but you don't have to play with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, maybe I missed us. For how many years now you play?
uh, Esports overall.
Oh, yeah, like a more professional style.
I don't know, some 25. Well, I remember when I decided that I want to be like professional, but I was far from professional back then. So let's say 6, 7 years probably.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, that is actually quite much time. And
Yes, it's a,
yeah, on your experience, if a little girl walks right at you and says, "I want to become an esport player," what will be your three advice to her? What
I don't
would you
know. I
tell
think the
her?
biggest advice you can give to someone who wants to become a good sports player, it comes to like the original sport too, is like, be a fighter, because that's what sports is all about, in the end. It's about overcoming difficult situations, sometimes maybe even sacrificing something, and just becoming a better person and a better player. So yeah, you gotta fight. Like, there's no other way in sports. Either you're the best, or you're not.
Yeah, there's no third option. Okay.
Yeah, you just have to learn every day, constantly improve yourself. It's a very hard way. Like, some people look at it and they're like, "Oh, cool, I want to be a professional player," and then they're like, "Seems easy, you know." But
Mm-hmm.
if I knew back then how much work it would be, I don't know if I would agree on that road again. But I probably would, because I can't imagine myself being anything else right now. But it's quite a road, especially for women.
Hmm. No. Okay, and such a question popped up in my head. Are you happy, like, with your the decision that you made? Like, you moved to another country. That is actually a big step to take. Like, and
It
really not.
was
Yeah,
it
not
was crazy.
everybody's is
I
ready to
was
do such a
19,
thing.
and I don't think I was smart. But I mean, i- if if I would have to make the same, I don't know. It's hard to say because back then I was 19. I really, really, really. That's all I wanted. And my parents, they were saying me, "Oh, you gotta study. You gotta go there. Gotta go there," and they would like never accept me doing something like esports. So. As like for myself at that point I seemed only like one option to like run away, you know. And so I did it. Of course it was far from being truth, but it seemed this way would be the better way for me. um but yeah, I don't know, would I do that again? Maybe not, but maybe it's better that I was younger back then and crazier and more emotional. And I never even thought about like if I got when I got this opportunity, I was like,
I'm doing
we
it.
we go, yeah.
Yeah.
And I never doubted for a second.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, from my side, actually, it became a bit more clearer. And can you tell our like listeners and viewers where can they find you? And we will add the links below.
Yeah, sure. You can find me. I'm streaming on Twitch. You can mostly find me on Twitter and Instagram. I have the same name everywhere. It's follow Gela. Um, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing your
Thank
story.
you. Thank you
And
for inviting me. Thank you.
yes, and my God, yeah, I really wish you lots of luck and
Thank you.
to have much players who can play so that you can enjoy your gameplay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please tell us more about some cases of discrimination that you have been into.
Yeah. So I had the one case when I got invited to play a monthly final with the team as a sub. I think their player got banned. Either his account got banned for like a couple of days and he couldn't play, or he like uh, argued with someone and got banned. Like I don't remember the whole story. I remember like he got banned from the tournament and he couldn't play. And so I played with them and I. We win. We won. And after that, I've received a couple of team invites, and one of the team managers asked me very seriously if they could check with the Blizzard that it was me playing and not him playing. I was like, I was so shocked that I said, "Of course you can," but like going back, it's so bizarre, like to even ask that kind
Totally.
of thing. Yeah, and this is like one case. The second case is again, I got invited to a team. Uh we had like a deal. I play for them for months. They pay me for that month. Um and they like we split the months half half. They play with me half a month and with another player. I play another player was a professional player from League of Legends, as far as I remember. But he was super new to the Heroes of the Storm, so he was like switching, and he played literally for I don't know, a week maybe two, and they decided to try him out because there were no like Russian players playing, and they needed like a Russian player. So I played my 2 weeks, and then they played with this guy for 2 weeks, And I thought on my part it was clear that I'm a much better player at the time that guy, but they ended up picking that guy like right before the LAN tournament, and I don't know, it killed me so much at the time because I thought that if I'm worse than a person that is playing for 2 weeks, that then what am I even doing? And this was one of the biggest situations in esports for me, where I when I like stopped playing for I think a month, I was like I
My
was like
God, devastating.
maybe yeah, maybe that's not what I want to do.
Boy, and oh my God, 2 weeks. What?
Yes, yes, imagine.
The noob. What the hell? My God. Thank you for sharing, actually, because I don't even have the words to. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
awesome.
good old times.
Good old times. Yeah. I hope that now you don't have such thoughts. Why are you doing this? And
No, no.
yeah, awesome. Awesome. Thank you.